Capricorn, hi, how are you doing? This is a timeless reading for you guys, so whenever you find it is the right time for you, and it's kind of focused on your skills and talents and how to harness them. It's sort of, I've done 5 of these readings so far with the spread I created. It's kind of career-ish, spiritual-ish reading. Bit of a long one, so get yourself a cup of tea and relax for the next, I don't know, 45 minutes, 1 hour, we'll see. I've got a cup of tea. I'm going to look at core Capricorn. It's sort of like core Capricorn and the overall energy of the reading, using these cards, these wild unknown archetype cards. And then we're going to look at your past accomplishments to be proud of, your greatest skills and talents, what, how you can harness your skills and talents, where your skills and talents might take you, and at the top, kind of a final message from Spirit, and we'll probably go to an oracle deck as well to get a final message. We go to this deck, actually, they're just, excuse me, yeah, that deck. Let's get into it anyway. Let's get you some cards. It is a collective reading, okay, so not every single message necessarily is going to resonate with you, so it is a case of, oh, that really wanted to jump out right into the middle where it knows it needs to go. Also the Creator and the Desert. I'll just leave those on the bottom of the deck and note them. I'm just going to turn this the right way up. I don't really tend to use the orientation of the card as being of significance with this deck. Let's get you some tarot now. Sorry, as I was saying, it is a collective reading, collective Capricorn energy, so I would say not necessarily every single message is going to resonate with you. Interesting energy off of that card. Yeah. So, yeah, just use your intuition, Capricorn, as ever, with any of my readings. You'll know. I think you'll know intuitively what's for you and what's not. Okay. So this is your past accomplishments. Ooh. I like that. Father of Swords, which is the King of Swords, and the 8 of Wands. I try not to say too much as the card comes out, but I get a very kind of go in your own way, entrepreneurial feel about your past accomplishments there. It feels like some of you have set up your own business and been pretty successful in that. Or at least been in leadership positions and been very successful in that. So, greatest skills and talents, please, for Capricorn. We will pull clarifying cards anyway. Greatest skills and talents for Capricorn, please. Oh, I went really cold all of a sudden. That's weird. Wheel of Fortune. Ah, Ace of Swords. Oh, I just feel like, yeah, I just feel like you're really dynamic, really good at responding to change, Capricorn. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Swords there, because you know your fucking truth. You know your truth. I like the way this reading's going for you so far, Capricorn. Apart from that, it's making you really cold. Right, how can you harness your skills and talents next? You know, the kind of idea was 1 card in each position, but this is why I don't normally work with spreads in a way. Wow. But this is a good spread. I've used it in personal readings as well. It really works nicely. Oh, I'm really hot now. What is going on? Harnessing your skills and talents. So that might be it. You might just sometimes be quite hot and cold. Like you have bursts of energy and then, yeah, that might be it. 10 of Pentacles in reverse has come out there. That's interesting. We'll get to that. Where might your skills and talents take you? Thank you. Mother of Cups sideways. Mother of Cups, wow. one of the most psychic cards in the deck, I would say, after the High Priestess. So some of you might work in that area or have skills in that area. It would be making sense for you to be tuning into the tarot channel if that was the case, really, wouldn't it? Okay. And final message from Spirit at the top here. Thank you. Mother of Wands. Interesting. Glad it came out upright for you. I'm not a fan of Mother of Wands energy when it comes out in reverse, I'll be honest. And on the bottom of the deck, which I do sort of use for the overall energy of the reading as well, that's the Two of Wands there for you. Right, we've got you some cards. Let's see what we can do. The centre of your reading. This is 60. This card is 60. Reduced to 6. Some of you, your life path number might be 6. I feel compelled to say that. I don't know. If that's the case, that's just extra confirmation that there's something in this reading for you. Very nurturing energy I'm getting from this. People with a life path number 6 have very nurturing energy. It is my life path number, actually. Apart from, I recently realised that 33 is a life path number in and of itself. So 6 is sort of my life path number, but also 33 is. Depending on, yeah, how you want to do it, really. Anyway, this is your reading. But maybe some of you needed to know, maybe some of you didn't know that 33 was a life path number as well, and you might want to look at that and see if it resonates, actually, because everything I say in a reading comes out for a reason, so that might be of relevance to you. There's something hidden in this card. I keep coming back to it and I can't quite make sense of it. See, it's like a sort of an eclipse feeling. I feel like this is the kind of sun here, and then it's partially covered. So the sun really speaks to me of enlightenment, shining a light on the dark, bringing things into the light. I feel like you've done a lot of work on your own shadows. Because that to me is what enlightenment means anyway. It's not all like happy, amazing, bliss, joyous. No, actually it can be about shining a light on the parts of you that are difficult for you to think about, process, accept. So to a certain extent I feel this card is speaking of that, but I feel there's still stuff hidden from your own self that you're working on. But perhaps you don't know which direction to go in order to work on that shadow. But also this is about helping other people as well. Just going off the energy of the whole spread, this is about helping other people to find their own shadow, sort of being the sun in other people's sky in a sense. That's a terrible way of putting it, actually. Yeah, but the reason I said it that way is because sometimes you overgive. Yeah, you can be a bit of a fixer, I think, like, alright, okay, yeah, so I think, yeah, growing up you probably saw what needed to be fixed, perhaps in the adults around you, and that desire to fix was a bit of a survival mechanism for you, and you've sort of carried that through into your adult life, and that there's just something to look at regarding boundaries there for you. Yeah, because ultimately that it brings you pain and anxiety underneath the Two of Wands there. Anyway, the Two of Wands coming out on the bottom of the deck makes perfect sense, because it's about what direction do I go in. And I said this in the Leo reading that the Taurus reading that I did yesterday. is that I think these readings often find people when you know, these particular set of readings that I'm doing are probably for when you are feeling a bit lost and which direction do I go on, and how best do I serve myself, how best do I shine a light on my own shadows, and also how best do I perhaps be service to others in doing that work as well. There's a real nurturing energy here. And you know what, I think it's a reminder. I kind of feel like you're at a time in your life, because this is quite independent energy over here with the Father of Swords, but also quite balanced. But I kind of feel like you're in a time in your life where you want to bring about healing through relationship. And you know, this, I think kind of the idea of non-attachment is totally glamorized and just seen as some sort of ultimate goal in a lot of spiritual communities. You know, something came up on my Facebook, a meme yesterday by that Eckhart Tolle guy who I don't really like, and it was all about non-judgment, non-something else, and non-attachment. And I just read it and I thought, how sad. I mean, I've got a lot to say about the non-judgment bit, but that's not for this reading at the moment, at least. Anyway, but the non-attachment thing, there's so much emphasis placed on, oh, you know, you've got to love yourself before you can be in a partnership with anybody else. And, you know, that doesn't have to be a love partnership anyway. And this idea, you know, this idea that we have to be hyper independent to be healthy, and we have to do so much healing. And we did get Four of Swords underneath here, which is healing work. It's reversed, so that does suggest actually you need to move out of that solitary energy. Anyway, it's all coming to me at once, sorry. It's hard for me to stay with it. Capricorn. So yeah, this independence, I just get the feeling that a lot of sort of the media you consume, or like the communities that you are in, glamorize this sort of independence, this, and you know, there's a certain amount of truth in it. Of course we have to be whole in and of ourselves, right? But we are humans. We are built to relate to other humans. We are wired to regulate our nervous system via contact with other humans. That's how we're wired as babies, as children. And if we've had that done in a healthy way growing up, then we carry that through to our adulthood and gain a sense of co-regulation, I think, through contact with other humans. There's a lot that can be achieved healing wise within relationships with other people. I don't necessarily mean romantic. Okay, so this is quite an independent energy over here in the past, but the overall energy is like, what direction do I go in, and who do I work with? And I'm just wondering if you're thinking really about going into a partnership with someone in some way, or doing a collaboration with someone in some way. There is the energy of collaboration here, but there's a bit of an energy of, there's some sort of response to that idea of collaboration within these cards, whereby you think it might be unhealthy. So there's questions for you to ask yourself around that, I think. And are you pursuing this idea of non-attachment, which is, peddled by that Eckhart Tolle guy. I don't even know if I pronounce his name right, sorry. And it's quite prevalent in Buddhism as well. Because I think hyper-independence is a trauma response. I think you can take it way too far. So that's just something for you to think about. I don't do telling people what to do. I just do raising questions. So maybe that makes me a shit reader, I don't know, but yeah. I'm going to clarify anyway on this kiss card in the middle. Depends what you want in a reading. Is there anything else? I mean, do you know what? Some of this could be like a love partnership, a romantic partnership for you. Some of you might be thinking about how can you work with your person, you know, your life partner, to bring about enlightenment for both of you, but sort of in the world as well. Some of you may identify as a light worker, actually. But there's this flighty energy. There's this flighty energy of running away from a partnership or from working with other people. But this may be correct. It may be correct for you to leave a partnership. I don't want to say either way, because, you know, boundaries are important. Is that balance, isn't it? It's that balance between boundaries and, you know, to what extent do you work with others? Two of Wands in reverse. That's the repeat energy. It's just come out in reverse this time. Which direction do I go in? So some of you may already be in that partnership, in that collaboration, and you're wondering how it still fits in with your values. And there's questions about both of your past histories, both your past traumas. What's that bringing? Can you work with it healthily? Yeah. Okay. Let's look at past accomplishments anyway. Like I say, very entrepreneurial energy about this Father of Swords. He's a great leader, the Father of Swords or the King of Swords. Both of these cards actually feature all the colours of the rainbow. Yeah. And whenever that comes out in this deck, you know, there's great balance. So this is beautiful energy for your past accomplishments here. It's really balanced. It's, you know, that I think there's sort of two energies here for two sets of you, really. In one sense, I see this as quite independent and you being very entrepreneurial and going your own way and setting up your own business and really working for yourself and by yourself. But what the Father of Swords always also brings to the table, actually this could be one person's energy, but like two different past situations. Anyway, what the Father of Swords also brings to the table is brilliant leadership skills, absolutely brilliant leadership skills. So obviously swords are all about sort of rational, logical thinking, but the way that we've got the rainbow here, it's balanced with the other elements in the deck. So it's balanced with your pentacles and your cups and your wands, which is your sort of earthy, grounded, practical energy, and your love energy, your emotional energy, and also of course of your passionate energy. So there's balance here, you know. Great leadership skills, great, just creating really great dynamics within a team. You know, not like ruthless or dictatorial or anything like that, or even hierarchical. You know, it's like bringing out the best in people, like getting on people's level, meeting them where they're at. But also for some of you, it doesn't feel like a team situation. It feels very independent and like entrepreneurial, like I say, like really creative. There's a lot of because we've got wands, we've got the 8 of Wands. It feels creative, you know, and following your passions. But I think what brought about this past accomplishment was something shocking. Possibly this could speak of your own awakening or something like that, because this feels like mini tower energy to me, like something almost feels like a bit of an epiphany, like something short, sharp almost. The effects were long lasting, long ranging, and still you're still in those effects, I think, but it's a case of quite a sudden change, quite a sudden dramatic event, or something that's brought about this idea of I want to work differently, I want to set up my own business, or be a better leader or something like that. So I don't know what that is, but you know, this is what you should be proud of. I'm just looking at my own spreads here because I need to do that. So let's see if we can get any more on this Eight of Wands. What might have happened here to, you know, what was it? What event was it that brought about this radical change? Three of Cups. Okay. So that speaks to a sort of friendship group. It feels like a new friendship group. It feels like you met new people who... This doesn't... I don't think this exactly speaks to the events. I think that event is going to be so different for so many of you, actually. It's a bit of a silly question to ask. In a sense. But we can ask about the energies surrounding it, and the energies surrounding it are energies of support from a friendship group, finding your people who understand this Eight of Wands kind of epiphany. Just by the Wheel of Fortune there again on the bottom of the deck. It's a real pivotal moment for you, a real turning point in your life. And through that, it's almost like you found your people, some sort of community almost. But I just feel like you responded to this in a really dynamic way. Like, we've seen the Wheel of Fortune twice now, and you know what? I have separate positions for all the things, but it all joins in together, and you know, this is just reminding me that these energies are tied together. So I think one of the skills and talents that you're being asked to think about is like how responsive you are. This feels very responsive. It doesn't feel reactive, it feels responsive, like considered, like adaptable. It feels really adaptable, like because you know, I do find that this is mini tower energy for me, and the tower speaks about like, who are you at your core? So if everything's crumbling around you, who are you at your core? And that's who you are at your core. That's what allows you to adapt to new challenges, new situations. And that is, wow, that is absolutely a skill I'm seeing here in these cards. And it's because you know who you are. It's because you know your truth. This is more energy of epiphany and like realization here, and clarity and truth. But that feels more within you. And I think actually this event has even solidified what your truth is within you. Now, I'm not saying you totally know what to do with it and what direction to go in. Hopefully we can ask more questions throughout this reading, and that would be the whole purpose of this reading. But I feel like you've got a really solid foundation, Capricorn. It's beautiful, it's beautiful. You are Earth energy, hey? So you do have that groundedness. Let's just see if we can get any more on this Father of Swords for you. Yeah, I'm cold again now. Okay, good. There's something about hot and cold that's of relevance to you. Nine of Cups in reverse, and Ten of Pentacles we've now got upright. Hot and cold, hot and cold. It does feel like, okay, this Eight of Wands, almost mini tower moment. There's the idea of shattered dreams. Shattered dreams. And sort of things falling apart at the seams. But like I say, that sense of groundedness. There was solid foundations there. There were solid foundations there. So shattered dreams surrounding that solid foundations just allowed you to be so beautifully responsive and adaptable. And, you know, some of you almost may have done a 180 turn here with the sort of direction you were going in. Yeah. Let's see if we can find out more about your skills and talents, because so far we've got this very strong message of you being very adaptable, firm in your truth. I wonder if a lot of, what wants to come through here is about actually also how you communicate that truth to others. So I think some of your skills and talents, just saw the 5 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, some of your skills and talents relate to being an excellent communicator and getting across the truth in a like succinct and accurate and useful way to other people. So I don't know exactly how that might play out in your life, but that's there. You see, this 5, you know, sometimes with this particular Wheel of Fortune cards, it's all a bit tangled, isn't it? And then we've got this kind of sense of conflict in the 5 of Wands, and it's almost actually a bit of a mediator energy here for you. And I don't know if that more relates to your personal life somehow for some of you. I think you need to be careful of your boundaries in that area, and like how much of the people's shits do you take on? How much of the time are you trying to please everybody else to address conflict, even though it might not even be your conflict? But I think there's definitely some useful skills within that, a sort of mediator role whereby you're good at listening to other people, taking their perspectives on board, even though you don't lose yourself in those perspectives. So that comes back to being a quality leader, which I do feel you are. Okay, what else about Capricorn skills and talents, please? What else about Capricorn skills and talents? There's something about wisdom here, actually. I think you have a great inner wisdom because you've got this owl here as well. But actually, it's also about the way you communicate that wisdom to others. The 6 of Pentacles in reverse. You have to be careful of your boundaries and that you aren't over-giving, because 6 of Pentacles is equal give and take, but it came out in reverse. So there is a bit of a sense of people-pleasing here. And almost a sense of, oh, well, what can I... How do I put this? It's a little bit of a sense of perhaps chasing popularity. I don't know. Yeah. It's a bit of a conflict between truth and popularity. Isn't quite the right word, but it's the best I've got right now. Four of Swords. Very healing energy. I think you possess within you the ability to heal others, but not at the expense of your own self. Not at the expense of your own self, Capricorn. Okay. With the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, some of you literally could be in the medical profession, and we could be talking healing in that sense. So what would fit with this energy, actually, though, would be someone who is in the medical profession, maybe like a nurse, or it could be anything. But then that 180 turn could be like sort of going down the more alternative route of healing people, maybe looking at things in a more holistic sense. For some of you, I don't know how many. What else about Capricorn skills and talents, please? What else about Capricorn skills and talents? You know what's missing here is Wands. But I think we do need one more card. I'm going hot and cold again. What the flipping heck is that all about? Okay, the Emperor. What's the Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck? 2 fours. just comes back to that stable foundation again. I'm getting the same messages. You've got 2 4s. You've got, and the Emperor is a, you know, very. So sorry. It's just a really loud noise. That you probably heard it. I live right next door to a grit yard. I should be used to this by now, but 2 4s. The Emperor. Yeah. I'm repeating myself, it's what I've already said, the same messages are coming through, so I think Spirit really wants to make sure you're paying attention here, actually, because maybe you don't realise how strong you are at your core. Maybe you don't want to acknowledge it in some way. Maybe you don't have that self-belief, but I see a Capricorn who's very strong at their core, and that's why these skills and talents are coming through, about responsiveness, adaptability. Yeah. Now, no ones have come out here, and the Emperor can be a bit fixed, a bit stubborn sometimes. So I'm wondering if sometimes you feels like you might be afraid of your own passions. It comes back to this. Oh my God, does it come back to this Centre card? Afraid of your own passions, trying to cover up this fire. Why would you cover up your fire, Capricorn? Hey? Running away from your own passions. Why? Apparently I need to go to this deck. Why would Capricorn bury their own passions? Why would Capricorn bury their own passions? I don't even know how this fits into the spread, but we ask questions, right? That's what we do. We ask questions of tarot, questions that come up. Why would Capricorn bury their own passions? King of Wands. Holy shit. Okay, so we're definitely along the right lines here. But why bury it? Ooh, because it's there. Holy shit, is it there? It's like you're, to a certain extent, I do feel like you're hiding yourself under a bushel somewhat. Very interesting energy. You've got Mother of Wands at the top there. That's a matching energy if ever I saw one. Yeah. It does come back to finding people to work with who can match your energy. That's why. That's why you're burying your passions, because you haven't found anyone to match your energy? Or you're in a collaboration and you're scared that they wouldn't match your energy? Something like that. 2 of Wands twice. You may even be scared that they would run away if you were vocal and honest and authentic about your passions. But I don't think all of you are in that partnership. Some of you are, some of you aren't, but the energy and the issues and the questions that Spirit is asking of you are the same. But just take it and apply it to your situation, as you know, whether you are in a collaboration or aren't. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Fuck. Yeah, it's about an energy match. But you're not expressing it at the moment, so how do you know? How do you know if you're not expressing it that your energy won't be matched? And if you express it and your energy isn't matched, perhaps that's information you need to know, Capricorn. Because I'll tell you what else, if you express it and it's not matched by the person you are hoping is going to match it, you will draw in the people who will match it. 6 of Pentacles style. It came out in reverse, and I think that's because there's a certain amount of fear, or it's either fear of imbalance or actual imbalance. But I see part of it, I think it's because you're holding yourself back a bit. And if you stop holding yourself back a bit, I feel one way or another this 6 of Pentacles energy upright will happen. Okay, let's move on to how to harness your skills and talents. Yeah, we've kind of already covered that, haven't we? Naturally. How to harness your skills and talents. That would be you actually expressing your passions, like we've said. But we've got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so some of this could be within a home environment for you. Within your home environment, the people in your home environment, or your current workplace it could speak of, but it feels like a home environment. For a lot of you, there's either a mismatch of energy or a fear of a mismatch of energy if you fully express your passions. Is there anything else on this Ten of Pentacles? Is there anything else on this Ten of Pentacles for Capricorn, please? I don't know if there is, really. The Hierophant. The Hierophant. The Hierophant. So part of what's holding you back from expressing these passions is cultural and societal expectations. Possibly related to your upbringing. Some of you holy shit, some of you have been brought up very religious. Some of you have been brought up very religious, and you're that's another energy that would fit this 180 turn that I spoke about. Some of you have been brought up very religious, organised religion, and you want to, oh my god, you couldn't make this up. And then this Father of Swords energy is about you following a more spiritual path, a more independent spiritual path where you are not told what to believe, what to think, and you come to your own beliefs and thoughts via your experiences, and some of those experiences feel like the universe speaking to you. Because that's the other thing that Eight of Wands can mean. This lightning bolt is the universe coming in and giving things a shake up. Yeah. Okay. I feel like some of you live in a church. That's really random and only for some of you. Or some of you are like married to a vicar or something like that. Or the person you have married is religious and you've taken a more spiritual path, and there's a sense of it holding you back, or fear that if you truly express yourself there will then be a mismatch, because it feels like you're rocking the boat and you're bringing about an imbalance. But I don't think you are ever bringing about an imbalance by expressing your true authentic self. If you're doing that, you are just giving an opportunity for a mismatch to become apparent, but it's a mismatch that's based on truth, so you need to know. Okay, I'm going to clarify this Mother of Cups, where your skills and talents might take you. I do see a lot of you, I think half of your bloody tarot readers, frankly, ex-Christian tarot readers with husbands who don't get it. That sums the reading up, we'll just leave it there. No. It doesn't have to be that. I just, she's fucking psychic, this Mother of Cups. Of all the Queen of Cups cards, she's psychic, because you've got this these sort of pinky, purpley, blue stars, and also this speaks of finding your people. These stars speak of finding your people, aka Three of Cups. It's healing. So your skills and talents, where can they take you? They can take you towards work in a kind of healing, nurturing, psychic capacity. Let's get more. There is literal mothering energy here, so some of you may be literal mothers, and that's why when I say career reading, I mean career-ish, because there's nothing wrong with pursuing that in life. Like, mothering is one of the most important jobs. More on this Mother of the Empress will come out now to prove me right, I tell you. Oh, well, as good as, that is me Empress energy. It's also quite independent energy. So that's interesting. Very boundaried energy. She knows how many of her pentacles to give away, and she knows how many of her pentacles she needs to keep in order for her energy to be sustained. Yeah. I'm really drawn to the bird. Ah, that's about boundaries again, because look, you see, I've never noticed that before. I don't know how you can use the same cards so often, all the time, and then be drawn to new details every time. It's just the wonder of tarot. But there's something, might be something in that message for you, Capricorn. So it might lead you to a work situation or career-ish situation or a life purpose situation whereby every day there is something new for you to discover. And you're like, wow, you know, it feels amazing. It's like, wow, like there's something different in every day. And maybe in the past there's been a certain amount of drudgery attached to your career, but like future energy, this where it's heading, where all this can take you, is to a sort of career or life path or life purpose whereby there's like, you just find the jewels in every day, like something new to discover every day, like no 2 days are the same. Like, feels quite unique. Anyway, back to what I was saying about boundaries. She's wearing this glove. She's not wearing a glove on that hand, but she's wearing a glove on that hand. So it's about protection, like knowing when to protect yourself, boundaries. And there's, you know, there's great abundance in this card. It's like the seeds that have been planted are now blooming, and there's like a crop to harvest, to be metaphorical. And I'm drawn to the snail as well on that card, so it might feel like it's been a long time coming, but it just feels, yeah, like through diligence and hard work, yeah, you can be, there is a certain level of abundance available to you through wherever these skills and talents can take you. But I still see you within that abundance giving, but not over giving, but giving. It's like you're only keeping enough. There's no greed here. And then I think there's something about reinvestment here as well. Like reinvesting. So that could be like in your own business. Like you know how much to reinvest, and you know how much you sort of need to keep to be comfortable. There's a sense of comfort in this card. What else about this Mother of Cups, please, for how Capricorn can, with regards to where Capricorn skills and talents may take them. What else about this Mother of Cups regarding where Capricorn skills and talents may take them? Page of Wands. Yeah, okay, so it could take you in a whole new direction. Whole new path. And it's quite unknown, actually. It's like the specifics of it are quite unknown. It's like until you get to the certain obstacles and stumbling blocks, you don't know how you're going to handle them, but you have absolute faith in yourself that you can handle them, and you should have faith in yourself that you can handle them. The Capricorn that I am looking at absolutely can handle whatever roadblocks might come up on this path, this Page of Wands path. And especially if you tap into your passion. Especially if you tap into your passion. And you know what? You will meet your match. You will meet your match. This is the final message from Spirit. You will be magnetic. You will attract in exactly what you want to attract in if you feel your passions and be authentic. So I'm going to move on now to this Mother of Wands energy, just in case there's anything else. There is a certain defensiveness in this card, and it brings me back to that glove that she was wearing as she's like handling that bird. So yeah, boundaries. Anything else about this Mother of Wands energy, please? Final message from Spirit, and then we'll go to Oracle as well. Unless, okay, no, I've moved ahead too fast apparently. Just give me a second. We need one more card on this Mother of Cups energy. Sorry to flit about, but then that's probably something you need to know that you can do as well. Because actually, your cardinal sign, you can be very like get shit done, forward focus, making things happen, forwardly directed energy. Actually, you are allowed to just step back, go back and tweak things. All right, Capricorn. Okay. Make adjustments. Anything else? It's bit seven of Pentacles, isn't it? Where else might Capricorn skills and talents take them, please? Thank you. Oh, the Fool in reverse. Okay, I mean, yeah, that ties in with that Page of Wands energy. It has come out in reverse. There is a blockage. Okay, right, I'm going to have to explore that blockage quickly. What's the blockage? Have we already heard about what the blockage is, though? Is there any more to get? Did that want to come out? Okay, no, it didn't. Because I think we've actually explored that blockage quite a lot. But that could be the blockage, is not wanting to go back. And you know how I said about flitting backwards? Like maybe you're worried it makes you look foolish or something if you step a bit back and revisit something that you thought was finished. What's the blockage? What's the blockage to a new path? What's the blockage? I think it's just about also not feeling your passion, not feeling that. I mean, Christ, this energy, man. Couldn't make it up. Look at all these staffs. Look at all this passion, and it's about some sort of new path. But I think the blockage is almost not quite daring to feel your passion. So how can you go in the direction of your passion when you're not quite feeling it or acknowledging it and expressing it? It goes back to what we've already said, I think, really. I think I am going to leave it there now for that. Okay. What's on the bottom of the deck? 8 of Cups. Okay. So you're worried. Another staff. I do find the 8 of Cups to be a very spiritual, a card about a spiritual path, but it's sadness at what you might have to leave behind. Okay, we got there. So part of the blockage is, yeah, sadness at what you might have to leave behind. That makes sense. Okay, Capricorn, let's just see if there's anything else on this Mother of Wands energy for you, which is a kind of final message from Spirit, maybe something that sums everything up, and then we will go to Oracle, my loves. What a reading. These are epic, these readings with this spread. I love them though. I hope it's been useful for you. Is that going to come out? Is that going to come out? Come on, you want to come out? You want to come out. Yeah. Alright, Capricorn, I get it. So you're worried about the pain of an ending if this passion and this energy isn't matched. It goes back to what we've already said. Yeah. So there's a potential in expressing your passion that you might have a mismatch in energy alignment with someone who I think you hold very dearly. And for some of you, you may be in that painful ending, but I think for many of you, you're afraid of that painful ending. I'm not taking this as prediction of a painful ending. I'm taking it as fear of a painful ending. If you truly express this passion, I don't know what might happen. We don't do wild predictions here, not in collective readings, that's for sure. I don't know how founded in reality these fears are. We do see it here, this concern of what might I have to leave behind. It's going to be different from all of you. Do you know what? I'm not even going to ask questions on it because it's not my place to say. But what is coming through is I just think you have to trust yourself. If this comes about, and I'm not by any means saying it is, if this painful ending comes about, it's about trusting yourself to be able to deal with that. And I absolutely think you can. The Capricorn I'm looking at can. Wow. This Wheel of Fortune energy, we had it twice. It was on the bottom of the deck as well. You absolutely can respond in a grounded way to any changes that happen. But I do see a bit of fear at the moment and a bit of blockage. Alright, Capricorn, let's get a final message from Spirit for you. I've almost got a full cup of tea here. I've not been drinking it. I've just been so focused on the reading. I'm used to drinking cold cups of tea by now. Thank you, Spirit. Come to the edge. Yeah, that's the Fool energy in oracle form if ever I saw it. There's confetti all around her here. It's in a heart shape. So I do think a lot of your fears are tied perhaps into a sort of love relationship, but for some of you at least. Let's go to the book for this. But it's got this energy written all over it. It belongs here. It belongs in this part of the spread, which you can't exactly see all that well, but yeah, 36. Essential meanings: courage, taking a leap of faith, overcoming fear and accepting risk. It never gets old when a oracle card ties in so beautifully with the reading. Okay, the oracle's message: facing the unknown is the only choice you really have right now if you want to progress. It's okay to be afraid. Absolutely is okay to be afraid. I would never ever, if you ever catch me telling anyone on this channel how to feel, you have my permission to call me out. Now is the time to take a risk that is not calculated, to feel the exhilaration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of fear. It's a contradiction, isn't it? It's okay to be afraid, let go of fear. It's a paradox though, isn't it? Because when you allow yourself to feel it, the feeling moves through you. And you sort of, it does then drop away. So I think that's what the words are trying to say, although I find the words a bit clumsy. You are called to express your true self. That's what I said. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles. Relationship message: it's scary to be truly intimate with someone, to allow him or her to see all of you, especially the parts of you you've kept hidden and protected. Oh my God, come on, you couldn't make it up. Whew. Now is the time to take that risk and let yourself be truly seen. It's important that you speak up, voice what you need, state who you are, and say what you hope for. Yeah, I feel your fear that if you say it, it's not going to be matched, it's not going to go down well, but yeah. This is not the time to play it safe, but to take a leap of faith. You will be glad you did. If you're seeking a relationship, the same applies. Take one step toward the gods and they will deliver what you truly desire. Magnetic, I told you, magnetic. Prosperity message: if ever there was a time for you to take a leap of faith into the unknown, it is now. This is the perfect moment to take a big risk. The unknown is the only choice now. And if you come to the edge, you will discover treasure beyond your wildest dreams. Allow your courage to lead you in spite of your fears. You don't need to know the exact form of what you're going for. That's what I said. That's what I said. You don't know exactly what's on this path. You don't know exactly what the obstacles will be, but you fucking... this Capricorn will absolutely just cope with them, whatever the obstacles are. I'm sorry. The essence is much more powerful, and Spirit has a way of delivering an even better version of prosperity than you could imagine. Take that step. Take that step. Take that step. The results will be amazing. I'm going to call the reading Take That Step. Protection message. Fear. So the protection message really is what I read if the card comes out in reverse, but I will, for completion's sake, just go through the protection message because some of you may benefit from it. Fear is leading the way into places you don't need to go. Most of what you fear at the moment is an illusion. We do have that moon that came out, which speaks of illusion, stemming from an old belief that isn't even true. What is that belief, Capricorn? That's for you to answer. That's for you to ask and answer. Now is the time for courage. You will not be lost at sea. Will not be lost at sea. You will not watch everyone else get what you want while you are left alone and unloved. Oh, the drama of it all. False evidence appearing real. F-E-A-R. False evidence appearing real is hovering over you. The more you dwell on fear, the more it will become. Ask yourself, who in me is afraid? Love that part of you. Ask, is this true and real right now? The answer most likely is no. Give yourself a hug. It's okay to be scared. Courage must be summoned. In spite of your fear, even when you're not feeling confident, spirit will always catch you. Okay, my loves, what a reading. That was immense. I hope you got something out of that reading, Capricorn. I just absolutely wish you the best of luck when you take this leap of faith. Wow. Yeah, the way this reading's come together, craziness. Thank you, spirits, because you've just done an amazing job here. I just noticed this Queen of Cups energy repeated underneath this Eight of Cups, eh? Double Queen of Cups. All right, my loves. Oh, it's the King. I thought it was the King. Don't mind me. I'm terrible at ending things. There's a reason I said that, isn't there? Yeah. Yeah, you might find endings difficult. So the fear of any sort of ending would be even worse. That would make sense. Okay, my loves, I am going to go though now. Thank you so much for being here. You know, your energy's fucking beautiful. I love you. And yeah, give the video a thumbs up if it resonated with you. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. It helps me pick up your energy for next time. I don't often do these sorts of readings. I'm more normally here for readings at the beginning of the month, readings mid-month, and then random other stuff. Thank you. I'll catch you next time, Capricorn.